My name is Juan Lasser, and this is a project I was working on with Jiho. Unfortunately, she was unable to come and record with me, but that is fine. Um, so we're gonna just kind of start compile the program, I guess. Have that there, compile it successfully. So now we're gonna run it. So we're gonna be entered with the main title screen, which is it says match the cards, and you have two options to either say yes and enter zero or enter one to enter the game, or enter zero and you just don't enter at all. But we'll do one, or we'll do zero, and that'll completely just kill the program, and then we can rerun it from there. So we'll go all the way back, and then we'll do it again. This time we'll press one, and so it's gonna pull up four cards, and we're just gonna enter in a value. So we're gonna say I'm feeling A7. I know it's not on there, but I'm sure it'll work. Unfortunately, it does not. So it's not a valid coordinate for the system that we have in place. So what we're going to do is instead choose something that's a little bit, narrower on the columns. So maybe this time we're going to go with maybe like a E6, or no, that's too big. E3. Unfortunately, that is also not a valid coordinate, so we can't use that for this little game or a little demo. So we're gonna do, A1, top left, let's go with that. All right, so it takes in our card, and it has it there. Unfortunately, the system for it popping up did not work, but beggars can't be choosers. So then we're gonna say I'm feeling lucky, D4, bottom right. All right, so we did not get any message there. That means that the cards did successfully match. So if we try to open up D4 again, it'll pull up the prompt of the card has already been matched. And if we try to do A1 again, it'll do the same thing. So then we're just gonna, do a little bit more, and basically you'll just do the same thing. If they're successful, it'll be matched. And that's kind of the gist of the program. The way we kind of had it working on the game logic side is that it would read the first byte or the last byte of a string. When we go into Mars Mips, let me see, pull this down. I think in this little section, where is it? Right here. So it'll read the last byte. Unfortunately, I have it labeled improperly, but we'll leave the last byte of the string, and it'll check it to see whether or not that is a one, has a single bit flipped, or if it's completely empty, completely null. If it's completely null, that means it has no partners, and we can move on with what we're trying to do. If it does have some sort of content in there, that means it has unfortunately been filled, and we can no longer access it because it's already been matched up with. And we have that attributed with a counter. So every time we do get a successful match through all these little things over here, it'll flip that up, and then boom, bada bing. It will say that it'll put it into that counter, so we don't have to kind of constantly keep track of what it is or where it is. And another thing of how we actually did the multiplication and the arithmetics around it is we checked I believe it was the third byte of the word to see whether or not this was a multiple, because if it is a multiple, it'll have content in that space. If it's not, and it's just an integer, the whole thing will be empty except for that single first byte and the last byte. So we would take those 2 bytes, we would convert them into integers using this little formula right here. After we convert it, boom, bada bing, we'll do the arithmetics. We check that with what we got as our resultant, and then we'll send it up here, and we'll save the information that we have on that last bit or that last byte. So that way the game constantly knows that this is how it is. We found this way to be much easier than having to deal with 2 separate arrays for keeping track of that information. And honestly, I think it was much more fun kind of doing it like that. And here we have some of the ASCII code and just kind of general display information. This mostly deals with display, and the game logic itself deals with the game logic. Fortunately, misnamed the what's called display stuff. But yeah, that's how our game works. It seems to be functional. We've played it a couple times. It works. We just had trouble doing the actual display of the numbers and whatnot. But yeah, thank you. All right, how was that? Super embarrassing, I know. Jiho?
Oh,